Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Marvel Spider-Man Spectacular Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Straw Meat Camel level, and we're going to be doing it without taking damage. And this level is really interesting because the checkpoints on it are kind of superb. I did not expect that I would have a checkpoint when I was doing this, but you have about 3. The only problem is, the checkpoints are kind of too good, so what happened, guys, you're going to see this, is I was taking on, I think, the 3rd encounter of Fisk's goons, and then I got shot. I didn't kill him, though, and then when I restarted, it had counted as if I had done him, and I don't really know why. So there's going to be a weird fade coming up, because I ended up getting shot. Which is really, really kind of him, because I was splashing him with web at the time, and he still managed to perfectly shoot me in the mouth. So he definitely deserves a pay rise, that particular goon. Oh no, these are not Fisk's men. We're saving Fisk's men from the demons, aren't we? And this first encounter here, you can use the crane to knock a bunch of people out if you want to. It's really powerful. But instead, I'm going to be using the perch takedowns, because it's just so strong. As we move forward, this guy's just chilling out. But the suit abilities that I kind of like, I like the one that regenerates focus because you can use more takedowns, even though the takedowns are kind of crappy. I really like the Blossom one because it's super powerful and broken and stupid. Like, if I used it right now, this fight would be over, which is crazy, but use it, guys. It's really, really powerful. And then I like the quad damage one, because the quad damage ability, if you use it against certain bosses, you can one-cycle them pretty much. You can kill bosses exceptionally quick. The only problem is, I end up not taking it into a boss fight when I could have, so I missed an opportunity to use it. And then the boss fight I did use it on is not a particularly difficult one anyway, so there's always that. But here we go. So now we have six enclaves of demons hurting Fisk's men. So we're going to go up here for the first one. I strike down that guy, web jizz his friend, and then proceed to take on Mr. Energy Dark Scythe Man. He's got, what was it called? Like Dark Resonant Weapon or something? What was that buff on Dark Souls 2 that looked like that? I forget. Was it Resonant Weapon? I've got no idea. But there is the first one. The first of Fisk's men is saved. We can now push forward and do the next one. I like to kind of go and swoop around the outsides and then come into the middle one. The one directly in the centre there, on that catwalk, has a brute, which you want to be careful of because the brutes can be very dangerous. But here's a couple of guys with guns. Web them up, slam them off the building. Like, see that guy just then? That guy's really generous. He didn't even begin to try shooting at us. What a god tier opponent that was. And that's 2, and then I'm going to drop down now to the next one, and the next one's where I'm going to get shot. So, if you're wondering how I'm doing this no damage, if you want to do it yourself, every time I take damage, I just restart checkpoint. For most of the encounters, it went fine because I didn't take damage, but every so often you get hit by the dumbest shit, because that's just how video games work. But he's the one who shot me, the guy just there that I threw him at. So I come over here, I do a flip, and then as I moved around the corner, he one-frames me. So I flip that way, and then it's transitions. I just moved forward, and boom, he took me. It was just like that, immediate. It was pretty godlike. If I was Lee, I would hire more people like him, because then Spider-Man wouldn't stand a chance. That leads us to an interesting conversation as well. Does anybody else have problems with Spider-Man's running up the building mechanic when you're running to the sides? So if you run left or right, changing from left or right to directly upwards seems like the hardest thing in the world. Does anybody else find that? I find myself releasing the trigger to run so that he grabs the wall and then re-engaging it to go upwards. Because the transition from left and right and up seems like they don't want you to do that. He seems obsessed with running to the side of the wall sometimes. And there's few parts of this game where the movement's like that, but that's definitely one of the examples. And I'm curious if it's just me misunderstanding something, or if anybody else has had the same experience. But here's a couple more guys coming out of elevators and things. I do like that they come out of elevators. There's a guy with the death scythe. Make sure you get rid of the scythe, guys, because he's very dangerous. But let's talk more about the takedowns, shall we? I've been negative towards the takedowns in some people's eyes, and you might think that they're really, really good. It's not that the utility of them isn't useful, because of course being able to completely get rid of one guy is a pretty cool thing, right? It's just in the way that they're applied, they feel really limited. Especially when you can use your web, because the web is so strong in this game. It's so insane how good it is too. I'm really happy as well that they've made it as good as it is. Just the standard web as well. I'm not talking about all the crazy gadgets. So there's another checkpoint here, guys, as well. That's where that crossfade was. So if you spin that icon, strike him, that's everybody done in like half a second, and then the cutscene plays and you can take on the brute. So the brute can be pretty difficult when you don't have the ability to toss them, because of course when you toss brutes and they give you money, you become the Mamazam's favourite girl. But if you lure him over here, you can stick him with a bomb and you can end him instantly. You can even do that probably with impact web as well. So now that he's gone, the second spawn turns up, you can focus on the guys with the guns. Because the only problem here is the guy over there by the elevator with the gun, who immediately starts shooting you. He can clip you when you don't realise he's spawned. And there is 2 of them, but I find the pistol guys to probably be the worst when it comes to scrub tier gunnery. Like, the guys with the assault rifles are generally quite timid and okay. Pistol guys are next level douchebags, so always focus on those guys if you can. As we run up here and I do a backflip because somebody's still alive and I didn't realise. So the map, I haven't spoke about the map. In the bottom right hand corner, you have a map of the world when you're out in the world, but occasionally when you're in the missions they take it away. I don't know why they do that, because the red dots on that map are really, really useful for you to have a heads-up impression of the battlefield. The amount of times I've seen a red dot on the map and reacted to it and it saved my life is off the charts. So I'm really happy that it exists. I'm just not entirely sure why it gets taken away sometimes. But here is the trailer that we saw at the many E3s and things where we spotted Spider-Man at first. All you have to do is chase this helicopter until the game tells you can take it down. It's just a cinematic chase moment that's meant to be quite epic and fun and everything, and the music's kicking in, and it is pretty good. It just suffers from that same thing that all the chasers do, where you want to be able to skillfully catch them before the game lets you, and you simply can't. Because of Mario Kart. Everybody blames Shigeru Miyamoto. But when this was first shown at E3, I was not impressed at all. I really didn't see why everybody was excited, because it seemed to be just full of quick time events, it seemed to be super linear gameplay, everything about it kinda didn't look exciting to me, and the moment that changed was when they showed the combo video of people juggling and launching and doing all kinds of crazy things. That was that moment when it was like, hang on a second here, this could be good. But before that, I was really scared that it was just going to be Michael Bay the game, because it seemed like cutscenes and QuickTime events and scripted sequences and all that kind of stuff. So when that sign breaks, I'm pretty much after this, they let you catch the thing that we're chasing right now. So that here when Spider-Man says, "Now's my chance," at any point before that, it's pretty much nigh impossible to interact with it. But as soon as he says that, the programming switches and you can finally do what we've been trying to do. And then you get to run through the burning office and take out the dude with the rocket launcher. But I believe we're coming up on the end of the mission after we've done this. So I'm going to make this look really, really exciting, but I'm doing it wrong. So I forgot that if you press circle, you freeze him and it gives you an opportunity to do the tearing. But instead, I wanted to dodge manually, and while it does look exciting and very cinematic, it is not the easiest way to do this. It's cool though, right? He's really fast as well. If you try to do this without pressing circle to get him stuck, it's way more challenging, but it's not as rewarding, it must be said, because you're trying far too hard to do something far too simple. Finish with a little Hokuto Shinken, and that's the end of the mission, guys. Thank you for watching, and you take care now.